Yep, I could get banned for sharing this retirement savings hack, but here it is anyways. And am I serious? Am I really going to get banned? Probably not. But this is probably not going to make a lot of people very happy because we're going to talk about some things that are going to help you save for retirement better than you're probably doing it now. And I think it's important for everybody that wants to retire, if you ever do want to retire, that you start saving and you get good at it because your money just does not go very far anymore. So what am I talking about? Well, number one, and this is the big one right here, automate it and ignore it. What do I mean by that? Make your savings automatic. Have your 401k put in automatically from your check, which is the way it works for most people anyway. Automate your savings when your check goes into your bank account. Okay? If you don't see it, you will forget you have it, and your investments will grow and grow and grow, and that's the whole point. Now, another little secret to go along with that, rename your accounts, not from savings account 1, savings account 2, but rename them after the goals you're hoping to achieve with them, like being debt-free, being financially free, paying off my car, investing for stocks, saving for college, etc. You can use your own imagination to find the things that work best for you. But having goals tied to your savings accounts makes a big difference when you're putting that money away. All right, another rule in our house is that everything is a 24-hour rule before we make any big purchases. Plain and simple. And having that rule in place keeps you from making impulse buys, keeps you from buying things that you think you want and then end up not wanting. And part of that, I think, comes down to buyer's remorse. It comes with people that buy cars and people that buy campers and boats and motorcycles, things other than what's necessary to get by. You don't need a brand new $25,000 car or $50,000 car. I don't know what I'm thinking, $25,000. But you don't need a car like that if you have goals to save money. You need a car that gets you back and forth from A to B, that you can pay for, pay cash if you can, or pay off quickly. If you can't pay for it in a year, reconsider. That's all I would say. The most I've ever tried to pay for anything, as far as car goes, is 2 years or less. So if you can make that happen, that's definitely going to help you with your savings because you're not going to be eating up money trying to pay for a car you can't afford. Another thing I just heard recently, I heard it from somebody else that was talking about a TikTok type thing, and basically it's called saving games. And one of the most popular seems to be no spend weekends. I love that idea. And for me, that's really easy because I'm not with my wife all the time. And when I'm home here all I do is go to work, come home, make content, do some research, that kind of stuff. But that's about it. I don't do a lot of other things, so I don't spend a lot of money here. But that works out good because the times that we're together, we have more money to spend because we didn't spend it week to week on doing other things. All right, this next tip is a big one because a lot of people need to do this, and that is removing any temptation from your life to buy. And one of the biggest temptations that we all have is we sign up for these email notifications for sales at the stores or the products that we like, and they send us things even if it's not stuff we had previously bought. Everything that goes on sale, they send out an email to try to get more sales. That's the name of the business. I get it. That's the goal, is to make more sales. But they're going to send you those emails hoping that you're going to buy more, and then you're going to get in and look, and then you're going to end up buying more than the thing you typically would. I get them a lot with the supplements that I buy and use because they know that the supplement game is a big game. Well, I only use 1 or 2, but I get emails every day from both of them for different products that they sell that I don't ever and have never bought. All right, let's move on. The next thing you need to do when you're trying to get better with your money and save more, especially if you're planning to go to retirement anytime in the next year or 2, 5 years, you need to knuckle down on these things. And one of those things is that people get afraid that they have to do all or nothing, and that's not the case. What you can do is what I've heard coined as find your fun floor. Eliminate everything out of your life that's unnecessary spending and devote it to savings, except for the 1 or 2 things a week or a month that make you feel human, keep your sanity. For instance, going out for Starbucks once a week, if you're a Starbucks person, going out for a takeout meal once a week or twice a month. Another thing that you should do, especially if you have a significant other, is plan date nights. But there's lots of ways to do a date night without spending a lot of money, and you can still have a good time together and get used to that and save money. So plan better and give yourself some leeway, but you don't have to jump right in. Start slow, work your way up, okay? All right, and last but not least, this I think is one of the biggest ones, aside from the very first one, which was my hack, and that's it, to automate and ignore, just to repeat that, is to change your outlook from buying stuff to buying freedom. If you are, especially now, in the last few years, 5 years or so, even 10, leading into your retirement, you need to be better with your savings. And one of the best ways you can do that is to stop being a consumer, except for things that are necessary in your life and actually truly bring you joy. I'll give you an example of this. We moved a year ago, downsized everything we owned from a house, approximately 3,000 square foot, down to a 1,000 square foot or so apartment with just 2 bedrooms. We rent the smallest storage unit they actually rent, a 4x4, and that is it. And we are looking to move again because we are relocating to the Florida area that we want to live in, which primarily is the Sarasota, Bradenton area. So we're getting ready to move again. My wife's accepted a job. She's going to move to that district. And so now we're looking to move again. And they are both, my wife and daughter are both going, I've got lots of stuff I didn't touch this whole year that we've been here. So I'm going to go through my closets again. That's the kind of mindset you got to have. And when you do buy something, force yourself to create a vacuum. And that means get rid of something first and then say, oh, I've got a few extra hangers. Maybe it's time for something new. So consider these tips, consider these hacks. Hopefully I don't get too much bad comments, but I do appreciate when you comment. I do my best to get back to people, and I appreciate you watching all the videos. So thanks for all that. That's all I got for today. We'll talk to you soon.